send an other song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 541. It's Thursday, July 25th, 2013, 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Benita the Rodeo Queen, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster. Plus we bring you the return of the much-loved segment News Random, featuring a special guest and an interesting look at a famous sports team.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And I went to my second Giants game yesterday, and a security guard said something mean.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
He said, "Hey man, let me ask you a question. You're bald. So, is that by choice?" And I looked at him and I said, "What the heck?" And then I raised my voice and I said, "What?" And he said, "Well, I used to shave my head, and then my mom said, stop shaving your head, and it grew back instead." And I said, "Gee, that's some piece of information that I really didn't want to hear."
Mike's Daily Podcast.
For you see, I cannot grow the hair on my head in any suitable fashion. It's clear.
Mike's
So I thought that
Daily
I would share that story
Podcast
with you. It was so much fun to be asked if I am bald by choice. Nope, I never saw bald anywhere in my plans growing up. I was always thinking, I would have a full head of hair, bushy and non-stop growing. It would never turn gray. It would just always be that way. And then 40 years into your life, bam, things take a turn and you must deal with it. That's life. Things throw turns at you and you turn into the turn or you make lemonade. Something. One of those two. Or not. I turned my thoughts to something more uplifting, and I'm going to be taking a trip with Basil the Boxer and the sometimes contributor to the show, Robert Welsh of Welsh on the World. The two of us and his parents are going up to Bodega Bay, where they filmed that Hitchcock movie, The Birds. That'll be fun. It'll be the birds with the dogs. What? And we're going to camp. I haven't camped in a while. That'll be fun, too. Basil and I camping away. It's going to be fun. Camping with the Welshes. Oh, look who just walked in.
Hi, Mom. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
You know, camping is a wonderful thing where you feel yourself one with nature. It's serene and calming, and you should bring a good book and get lost in it while you're sitting in nature. And a little bird sits on your shoulder and chirps and looks at you, and you look at it, and it says to you, "What you reading?" And you say, "Get off my shoulder, bird," and then you kill it and eat it.
I do not want that to happen. That's strange anti-Disney experience.
It's fun.
Well, look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster.
Brewmaster, you make the wonderful root beer. A lot of the hipsters like to show up here to the last place on earth to drink your root beer as you make it.
Yeah, they haven't figured out that it's killing them softly with their song.
That's a Carpenter song.
It is?
Yeah. Your root beer doesn't kill anybody, does it?
No, of course not. I like the Carpenters.
They don't actually make wood products. That's just their name.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, there's an interesting story here about biogenesis. What is that? Is that something from some Star Trek movie?
The Genesis device.
No, the biogenesis whistleblower said the doping scandal involves a steroid pipeline to some of South Florida's top high school athletes, as well as to cops, lawyers, and judges. There be steroid in them there hills. Actually, there's no hills in Florida. So there are at least 100, possibly more athletes, including 16 to 17-year-old high school players, who are clients of Biogenesis, the now defunct Coral Gables Wellness Clinic at the center of one of the biggest scandals in Major League Baseball history. This, according to the MiamiHerald.com. It is the first time high school athletes have been mentioned as clients of the clinic, which was operated by Anthony Bosch, a phony doctor who's now cooperating with MLB in its probe to identify professional players involved in doping. Porter Fisher, a former Biogenesis employee, investor, and client, said that besides pro baseball, basketball, boxing, and soccer athletes, collegiate ball players, as well as local police officers, lawyers, and at least one judge are among those who spent thousands of dollars a month at the clinic, which operated out of a storefront across the street from the University of Miami. He has not made any names public, but said at least a dozen student names are listed in the clinic's records for 2011 alone. This was never about professional ball players or stars. This was about criminal activity and injecting underage athletes. And he says he has lived in fear since he first exposed the illegal activity at the clinic. In January, he has been followed. His car has been broken into, and his life has been threatened. He lives in hiding, and he carries a gun. Major League Baseball is expected to suspend as many as 20 players in the next upcoming weeks, including New York Yankees third baseman Alex Rodriguez, whose name has been mentioned prominently in the clinic's records. The article goes on to say that there is mounting pressure for A-Rod to retire or cut a deal with Major League Baseball, which some say has enough evidence against him to possibly ban him from the sport and exclude him from the Baseball Hall of Fame for life. But thus far, A-Rod's handlers have elected instead to wage a publicity war.
Wow, Mike, that's really scary. I don't put any steroids in the 8th beer, though I have wanted to. Oh boy!
I'm glad you didn't succumb to the temptation.
Me too. What does that mean?
It means that if you have a comment about this interesting story, you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Also email me there,
Mike, I sure like mammals.
You do, Benita the Rodeo Queen?
Yeah, I dealt with a lot of them when I was in the rodeo.
Wonderful. And if you'd like to email me, you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Email me there as well if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. And we read your comments on the section emails from email.
I especially like horses. I'm going to go outside and see my horse, Nelly. Bye, bye. Hope he doesn't have bad breath.
Also, check out the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. That's where you can go to find the link to where to find this show in iTunes. And subscribe to us there. You'll get the show instantly as soon as I upload it. And you can also rate the show and comment on the show there. More people find out about us if you do that. There's also links to where to find us on Facebook, YouTube, Yelp, Twitter, and SoundCloud, and Spreaker. All there at mikesdailypodcast.com, as well as the blog and the daily podcast picture, and a link to the Amazon deal of the day. Some great deals there. You can click on that, purchase something, and we see a little bit of money. A little bit. mikesdailypodcast.com.
Okay, this is Mike Matthews, and welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast. This is the segment called Mike on Mobile, but I'm not on mobile, I'm on Marantz. Marantz professional recording equipment, supplied to me today by...
Matthew, your mother, what's this? What's that thing you do? That thing, Aaron Fonseca.
Woo! You're on my podcast for the first time. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I'm just amazed that we're sitting out here with all these people looking at us so strangely. Hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Wow, he's not going anywhere. He's going to the bathroom right now.
So we're at Red's Java House, right?
Oh, yeah, that's where we are. We're about to go to a Giants game. And what's that symbol mean? Painting? Oh, paint a picture. I'm sitting right below the Bay Bridge. And I'm sitting next to a nice couple. This man has a nice beard and a hat. What is your name, sir?
Mark,
my name's Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Our names are similar. I'm doing pretty good. Are you excited about going to the game this evening?
Yeah, always excited.
Excellent. I see you have some Budweiser that you're drinking.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't be choosing the Budweiser, but on a hot day like this, it's kind of quenching the thirst.
The hotter it gets, the more the threshold of putting up with a bad beer goes up or down.
I would say that's correct.
Are you into math or anything like that?
Sure, I can do some math.
Okay, so what is that thing that one that's got like the arrow but it kind of looks like a dividing sign. What's that one called? Is that a
one that has the arrow? A vector?
It points down. And then I always flunked whenever that came up on a math problem.
I think you'd have to draw it for me.
Let's see. It's kind of like this.
Oh, that's a square root sign.
Oh, a square root. Okay. So what do I do with that?
Square root is basically deciding what two numbers are the same. What number?
Later that day.
Sorry about that, Mark. We had really professional equipment. Now we're using my stupid iPhone.
So what are we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about math, and I'm going with.
You really want to get exciting and talk about math, right? I mean, you want to bore your listeners with some math?
Sure. I don't have any listeners, so go for it.
What are we talking about? Square roots?
Square roots. Let's talk about roots that are good. What are roots?
Roots in what? Roots in general? I'm going to give you all the definitions of roots.
It's a band that plays on a late night talk show.
That's one definition. Yeah, that would be the proper noun definition. Yeah. Okay. The Roots with Questlove, right?
Excellent. I'd love to see them play live. I have been to one other Giants game before, so this is my second experience. What have you found in the Giants games that you've gone to see that you can maybe teach me?
Well, I've been going since the stadium opened, and even before that. And my grandfather brought me when I was probably 5 years old in 1984. So I've been going my whole life. But this stadium added something way more exciting, way more intimate. It's always packed, The fans are great. They're loud. They stick around towards the end, even if they're losing like the other night. They're not like LA fans that try to beat the traffic early.
And they're extremely nice, like you.
Sure, for the most part.
Yeah, true. Well, I've learned it. What's that?
I was just telling is your girlfriend? Sure. Yeah, his girlfriend. I just hooked him up. I'm Chuck Willery. We back in 2 and 2. God, I just aged myself right there, didn't I? Wow, dude.
Love connection.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, it's true that fans are horrible, but San Francisco Giants fans just talk to each other. Unless you get those obnoxious guys that do drink. You'll get those one in a million. Yeah, the bleacher bums, yeah. But otherwise, compared to anybody else, we're just like Boston fans, because Boston fans are freaking great, too. Yeah. You don't like Boston?
I just am saying the last time the Red Sox came here to play here, it was bad news. They were as obnoxious as people can be, and so they really put those not good. Not good for Boston.
Well, that's true, but the only reason they're that way is because Bostonians that relocate to this area are snobbish, upscale people. They're really, really rude.
Bostonians or Bostonians?
Bostonians or Bostonians?
Definitely Bostonian. Right?
Bostonians? We'll go Bostonians. All right. But they live here, so they're considered
transplants.
Transplanted that live in San Francisco. When I was in Boston, they're just real nice as San Francisco fans. But here, yeah, I will admit they're snubby and rude.
Did you guys ever see the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Want to see my Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory impression?
Did you remember that? Mike TV? Is it with Mike TV, right? Slugworth does that, right?
He's got the microphone and he just kind of spins it.
All right.
I'm painting a picture.
Which is great for a podcast audience. They love visual humor.
Yeah.
Huge.
This works. Well, we want to thank Mark and the girl that you just met and who you were hooking up with. What was your name again?
Lauren.
Lauren, thank you, Lauren, for being on the show. You can hear this on iTunes and mikesdailypodcast.com. So you know that maybe half a person will hear it. Mark, thanks for explaining math to me.
You're very welcome.
Now I'm going to throw my phone into the bay. Here it goes. It's still recording.
That's good, man. I'll get you batteries, but you happy with that?
Oh, Aaron. As we go outside the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. But you have to... What did he say after that? I don't know. That's when I hit stop. Finally found the stop button. Which I haven't found yet for the show so far. So it continues and we go into this.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture is of myself and Basil the Boxer. Yes, you can see he's so excited for that bodega trip. And we are there standing actually on a beach in Santa Cruz, and you're not supposed to take your dog to the beach in Santa Cruz, just FYI. They don't let dogs there, but everybody brings their dogs there. Anyway, to this one beach called It's Beach. And there he is standing with myself, and he wouldn't look at the camera. He decided to give us a side profile, which he has such a good side profile. It's fantastic. But there we were as the sun was setting, and a lady standing there, a nice stranger, happened to take the picture of us. Thank you so much, ma'am. Though you will probably never hear this show, or ne'er hear it either, if we're standing on the fields of Ireland with the wee bonny lass. Ne'er do we. See that picture at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Mike, sure is interesting to see you without a goatee. It's kind of strange. I look at your face and I go, you kind of look like Mike, but not really.
Yes, it's something I'm getting used to myself. I pass by a mirror and I go, who is that? Oh, it's me.
Mike, I don't think that is the right way you're supposed to greet yourself. You should be more embracing, like, oh, look at that handsome devil.
Yeah, Mike, that's what the Disgruntled Fiddle Player says every time he looks in the mirror.
Oh, let me try that. Hey, look at you, handsome. I just don't believe it.
Mike, you must believe in yourself. Have some self-confidence.
Don't spit on me. Tomorrow we will bring you part 2 of Mike on Mobile. Plus we will hear from the fantastic Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
And it sits on your shoulder and it says, what you reading? And you said, I don't know, bird, and you kill it and you eat it.
Disgruntled Fiddle Player, why are you eating the birds? They are so beautiful. Oh, boy.
Yeah, okay, they're kind of nice. Hey, one just pooped on me.
That one is my favorite bird. Oh, boy.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.